Okay, now what can you say about the Ukraine and Russian war as right now?
Right now, I
Mhm.
don't have any updates about it, but I know the general premise when it comes to the Ukraine and the Russia.
What happened to what was the beginning of the conflict?
The beginning of the conflict is Ukraine was used to be part of the state of the Soviet Union, which is the USSR, back in the day, meaning that Ukraine was part of the colony of Russia back in the day. Basically speaking, they were at one point one as the same country. But once they split and Ukraine declared their independence, Russia had to make sure that Ukraine wouldn't be able to be with NATO, because if they are surrounded by many NATO countries, it will endanger their sovereignty when it comes to their own government, and also it will give an excuse to the Americans to invade them with legal ways without having to violate the law.
So what is your reaction with regarding the intervention of the US government regarding the conflict between Russia and the Ukraine?
Well, when it comes to doing that, there would be a repercussion that will make sure that the premise will be undermining all the governance, meaning that all of the historical facts between the two countries will conflict, not just the two countries but also the entire world, meaning that the gas prices will also rise. Most of the wheats and also the products that came from Ukraine will also increase their prices, and it will also affect the entire economy.
What is really the role of the US government?
Most of the time, they like to intervene with another country's affairs, but at this moment, they are not able to do it because Russia is a superpower and they also have a nuclear bomb just like the US. Because of that, they don't want to go into that state, because once it happens, it could be the end of the world.
Then do you think inflation is a part of Ukraine and Russian war?
Inflation isn't part of the Russian
I
and
thought
Ukraine war.
it's also because of war. There's a massive inflation all over the world.
Massive inflation would be a stretch, because some of the countries that are already having a massive inflation is because of their own incompetence of the government, but not because of the Ukraine and the Russian war. If you look at the statistics in the analytics from the world government, you would know that every single country that had inflation is not because of the war, but because of their own governments and incompetence, just like Sri Lanka and also Venezuela and many more others that are in that predicament.
Okay, that's all.